Hey, mamas, welcome back to another episode of Mamas Who Lead, the podcast where we empower women to turn their passion into profit without sacrificing family or freedom. I'm your host, Laura Carafino, and today we're talking about launching side businesses, uncovering hidden talents, and turning midlife into your greatest chapter yet. So, if you've ever wondered if you're too late to start something new or if your skills from past careers could lead into something amazing, this episode is for you. I'm excited to welcome today's guest, Sairan Aqrawi. Make sure I say that right. An engineer turned business strategist with a superpower, helping midlife women launch successful side businesses in just 28 days. With her unique blend of engineering precision and business strategy, Sairan helps women navigate career transitions, monetize their skills, and step into their power. Her work is more than just coaching, it's engineering success from helping individuals uncover their hidden talents to guiding organizations and aligning their technical capabilities with business goals. Seiran's impact is both practical and transformational. So grab your coffee or your wine, no judgment here, because you are about to get inspired and equipped to start your next chapter without the overwhelm. So, Seiran, welcome. You have built this beautiful bridge between engineering and business strategy, helping women turn midlife transitions into opportunities for growth. I love how you use both the precision of engineering and the insight of business strategy to help your clients unlock their potential. So before we dive into this amazing 28-day method, like I would love to hear about, I would love to start with your story. What led you from the world of engineering to become a business strategist and a champion for midlife women stepping into their next chapter?
Thank you, Laura, for having me first at your lovely podcast. I love your page. I love your mission as well. Moms to lead. Yes, we are mom who we can lead. And this is our time. And what's better than midlife? Because this is the time that we really gain the skills and the wisdom, and we can lead other mom who are starting their journey. So back to your question, what has lead me to this aura of business strategists and helping and guiding, coaching other women? It's who's better than someone who's already in the midlife. I'm a mom of two who my kids already grown. They are in college, and being an engineer for over 35 years. They're telling me I'm old, telling everybody I'm old. So I've been in the business for over 30 years, 35 years, and I knew by the time that I was doing my day job and also 9 to 5 and pursuing my degree and master degree. I have not finished my doctoral. I just started one semester on my doctoral. That's when I know that I have so much other skills and insight, passion, and other intention that I want to share with the universe, especially with women in midlife. And the reason why I chose the midlife woman, because every time you open any channel on Instagram, YouTube, you will see women, they judge themselves very harsh. They said, I'm old, it's too late, I'm not doing anything, I'm comfortable, I pay the bills, I'm an engineer, I'm an IT, I'm a physician, I'm a lawyer. That's it for me. That's not it. That's only the start. You gain you obtain that degree in order to make a living 9 to 5. Nothing wrong with that. You pay the bills, you have kids. But before you know it, just like me, you turn around and your kids in college. They drive car, they do their own things. And you ask yourself the question, now what? Am I done? It's my journey done. That's it. I'm old. I have wrinkles as the chapter is finished. No, actually, the book just started and your chapter just started. And when the client approached me, they said, why 28 days? Why it's not a 1 month? Why not a 6 month? We talked about the attention span before recording. Attention span becomes so short now. People get tired and exhausted after 1 month of coaching. And the reason why I say 28 days, because I'm only a guide for those women. I'm not a magician. I don't make miracles. You don't see the manual available with me telling you, hey, Laura, you're going to finish all your problem in 28 days. Not though the case. Not This is not the real case. The case is in 28 days, you gain clarity, and I'll be the accountability partner, which can lead you and also guide you to where you want to be. because I've been through it. I start not knowing what is emotional intelligence. I was the woman who only solved problems, equation problems, designing bridges and building and commercial sites. Like, what is emotional intelligence? So, what I did, I married the IQ with the EQ, kind of like arranged marriage, and I have the brain speak with the heart. So that's where
Mm.
the strategy comes, because without you having strategy and you implement those strategies, you cannot go anywhere. You're going to be all over the place. It's going to be only a hope and wishes. You come to me, say, I hope, I wish. And I keep telling the client, don't hope, don't wish. Let's have a strategy. Let's have a path to be. So that's what I'm doing in my business.
I absolutely love it. And you touched on a part like it, and I've come across this too, is, women believe that, they're too old to start. It's like, or it's too late to start. And you touched on that. You know, how do you break through that mindset for those women?
It's again the narrative and story we tell ourselves. We come to the universe, we already judge ourselves so bad. Like we expect everything be done by us. And we get so diplomatic dealing with everyone at work. We are diplomatic with our bosses, we are diplomatic with our friend, we are diplomatic with everybody face us in life. And the only person we bully is ourselves. The
Mm,
only people, the only person that we really bully and harsh and bad, it's ourselves, especially women. When we get to the 50, we call ourselves old. We didn't even hear it from nobody. People giving us compliment, and we said, no, it's fine. I'm only 50. Why we labeling things with number? Why we labeling our value with wrinkles and the way how we look or our hair is thinning? Nobody say those things except us. To break that mindset, I always tell the women when they come and they said, I'm too old. I said, look, you get to this journey in your life when you hit your 50, this line of facts and event that's happened to your life is prepare you to this small business. You are
mhm,
not ready yet. You didn't have that confidence and those resources, and you were not ready to start this when you're 30. Why? Because in your 30 maybe you just had your second child, you
mhm.
pursued doing your master. There was no room for you to be entrepreneur and thrive as a small business while you feeding a child who just turned one. Your priority were different, Laura, back then. When you are
Mm.
younger in your 30 and 40, you're still establishing a life for your family, you're taking care of your parents, you're paying the bills, you're trying to thrive at your day job, you want to pursue more degree, your kids in middle school, you chaperone, you be part of their school activity, you take them to soccer, games. All of that, it's inside your daily life. So you cannot pause those in order you start a business. But when you are in late 40 and exactly when you hit your 50, you turn around, you said, this is my time. I have to take this. This is me. I'm 50. That's it. This is my time. I'm going to start something. It's going to
Mhm.
represent who I am. And at the same time, I am pathing the way for the younger women or moms to lead, just like your podcast, Moms to Lead. I'm in my 50 now. How can I be a guidance for other mom who just start being a mother? They just had a baby in their 30, how I give them the confidence and the courage to start something, to find their hidden gem and start something really represent who they are.
Yes, yes, all of that. Oh my gosh. It is just, you get through that point, and whenever you have that so much experience, I think a lot of, moms, they can't see that. And I love that your program is helping women see that just because they've, are where they are in their stage of life, that means they have so much experience behind them and so much potential to make a bigger impact with their passion. And I love this so much. I wanted to address something with this. A lot of women struggle with self-doubt. Many of them feel like, as we're talking, that it's too late or they have nothing valuable to offer. In your experience, what do you think the biggest misconception for women in midlife that they have about their own talents, like that experience that they've, you know, garnered over the years, but like, where do they find that that they can find out what their talents are?
Yes. So the doubt, it's there. We cannot remove the doubt totally. You will have the doubt before your speaking gig. You will have the doubt if you're doing your first podcast interview. You'll have the doubt still if you are applying for a promotion and you go into the interview. We
Mhm.
cannot eliminate or the doubt totally, but we can befriend it, we can understand it, we can digest it, and we can understand why we have that doubt. I feel like same thing with confidence. When you have a doubt, it's equal not having confidence. And to solve that, it's being competent. Confidence, it's against being competent. Meaning, I will not have confidence to go to that interview if I'm not fully understanding which company I'm applying. I'm not competent. I don't have the skills to fulfill that job. And that's come, Laura, with age and skills and failing stories. For example, when I started my engineering job in my 20 and 30, no way I was close to the confidence I have. Not because I read book, not because I earned my master degree. Actually, I had that confidence from all the failing and the bad uh, event that's happened to me that shaped who I am today. And I always tell the younger engineer, don't expect the world or the environment at work give you all of that in a plate and saying, here it is. This is the manual. This is the book you need to read in order to be a competent, in order to be confident. You have to go through it. The
Mm.
doubt will still be there, but if you don't go through it, if you don't go through that phases, those phases and journey by yourself, learn, fail, you're not going to gain that overnight. Again, there is no manual, there is no book I can give to a younger engineer to be someone like me after 30 years. It's took me 30 years to gain this confidence. I was not like that in my early 30 or my late 20. I go
Oh,
to the
I-
meetings and I doubt everything I'm saying. They talk
Mhm.
about design, and if I know for sure the design gap, that gap in design is only 12-inch, and I know I read it in the book, that it was certified, I know for sure it's 12-inch, and I should say this gap between those, building or between those columns 12-inch, I was still not speaking up because I was doubting my ability. I was doubting everything I was saying. But now, with the same design, with the same number that I know for sure, I studied so well. I'm well prepared before the meeting. When I speak up with confidence, because I am competent already, when I speak with confidence, the room will take you seriously, Laura. They see it on you, they see it in your energy, they see it in your body language. People
Mhm.
read you very well. People read you in event, people read you very well at conferences, at staff meeting. So if you are not competent at what you're doing, it's going to show and people
Mhm.
are questioning you. So that doubt was still there. To kill that doubt for women who listening to your podcast is to prepare and do your homework.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you can't just wing things. You kind of have to prepare.
Yeah, it's not
I
faking it. You can fake it. People will see the fake. It's not a fake it and make it. I can't fake I'm confident because people will challenging me. I have to really work on those skills to look and sounds confident. I cannot just come and say, oh, I'm going to tell myself I'm confident. You have to gain the ability to be confident. And that's being confident in what you're doing. Kind of like mastering your skills and have a black belt on it. Something like that.
so I think you're also saying, you're emphasizing action over perfection too at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how would how would you say, what about the fear of failure? Because I know that comes up for a lot of women in our age, the midlife, when they're going through midlife, it's often paralyzing for women, starting something new, something scary, especially in their midlife. Like, how do you overcome that?
Yeah, that's fine if you feel that way, but don't make it a trend in your thinking every day. If you feel about, like, let's say you're doing a TED talk and you
Hmm.
are afraid from this experience, it's a new experience and it is frightening, right? You
Right.
prepare for 6 months, your goals for this year is to do the TED talk. I will not take that fear away from your brain. It's still there. but you can tweak it to excitement. Just say, I'm so excited doing the TED Talk. Don't say, I'm scared to death. Try to tweak and kind of like rephrase. We said in the coaching world, you need to rephrase the word in a positive connotation. Try to
Mhm.
get away from negative connotation, because those that when you say something negative about fear, your subconscious, your mind will not separate between conscious and subconscious. Your subconscious make it look like, oh, that's a reality. You are afraid that you're going to fail. And it's
Mm.
fine to say it once before the event, but don't make it a trend. Don't make it like a song you keep singing to yourself. I'm afraid, I'm afraid, I'm afraid. Say it one time before the event, and you'll be surprised when you do that TED talk, or you write that book, or you open that business, that fear become an excitement. It's become so exciting. Said, oh, why I even put that much value into it and make it so scary? I lost the excitement. Make that fear a sort of excitement, and you will see when you come out of the other side of that fear, all the things that you dream of, it's going to start evolving and showing to you.
I love those tips. That is so true, all of that. And I know I made it when I started working on personal development and mindset. That was a big factor for me, retraining how I think about things and myself, and changing those I am statements and whatnot. Let's say, a woman is, discusses what their plans are with her family. And I don't know if you experience this, your older children, they're like, What if they're not, or you're afraid to share? Let me rephrase this. That you're afraid to share what you're doing with your family, or if their family has maybe some reserved feelings that they don't feel they should be going in that direction. Do you help women tackle that situation? Or maybe you dealt with it. I'm not sure.
Are you trying to say you might not find a lot of support?
Yes,
Not
yes.
cheering for you all the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to deliver the news to you. That's the case in many, 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 many women. They come
Yeah.
to me and they said, everybody doubting their idea, even their partner, their kids. They're like, Mom, you're 50. What are you doing? You have a paycheck. Why you want to do this? My advice, and maybe it didn't happen to me because, to be honest, when I started this, I got so much support from my both kids and my husband, especially my husband. And that might not be the case to a lot of women. And my advice is not to be discouraged, because you might need it, that validation and approval when you were younger. But when you are 50, all you need is the faith on yourself. You just need to have faith on yourself. And when you succeed, they all come and align with you. They'll say, we're sorry we didn't support and cheer for you in the beginning. Because when we are younger, we do doubt and question everything because we seek that validation. Like when you go to the meeting, you want everybody to clap for your comments. When you go to an event, you want that approval from a lot of people. But when you reach your midlife, late 40 and beginning of 50, you have to have that faith and confident about your purpose.
Mhm.
You have that faith on you and keep going. And my advice is not to keep looking who's beside you, who's clapping, and who's giving you a negative comments, because those approval will only slow you down. If
Oh,
I
yeah.
look around and say, oh, my friend or my colleague or my cousin or my older sister saying this is not worth it, it's going to slow me down. And you don't have to share a lot, Laura. I feel like success loves silence, and
Mm.
you gain a lot of, let's say, focus and determination when you are more quiet. So, for example, if you want to write a blogs or open a website, make sure who you are sharing those news, big news, because some people with small mind, they will turn you down. They will say, oh, what is this? You midlife, you have kids, your husband make a lot of money, why you want to do this? So keep it quiet, keep it in silence, and you will see that your success breeds on those silence. Success,
Mm.
the quiet, love those pauses, love that corner that you tend to go in that corner. Is like a silence space for yourself. Work hard, be focused on what you're doing. And when the successful event come, when your TED talk come, or when your book or your website, people will take you and say, wow, we question her. Look how far she come. You don't need to share every steps with them because you lose the momentum. You kind of
Mhm.
like, oh, I shared the news about my book. Nobody say good job. Don't expect anything from no one. Make your expectation under zero, but put it
Mm,
100% on yourself. Put so
yeah,
much on yourself and you're going to get it.
yes. Focus, head down. Don't share too much. Just focus on what you want to accomplish, your
Yes.
mission and purpose, and everyone else will see eventually. Prove them. Prove to them what you can do.
Them wrong. Prove them wrong.
Mhm.
The people who ignore you on social media for support, people who ignore you in an event,
Mhm.
trust me, they are the same people who's going to beg you to be in their circle when you succeed. They just don't see the success story yet because you are starting. You are, crumbling on the road. You have obstacles. You're falling down on the blocks. They enjoy seeing you that you're having difficulties. But when you reach that success, they will be the same people who are begging to be in your circle. And at that time, I'll tell you, just ignore them.
Yes, I've had that happen. I think we all kind of do have that happen. It's just being able to see their intentions and being able to put up those boundaries for yourself because you need those boundaries, right? Speaking about like some of like your work, your specifically your 28-day program, can you kind of break down for us what makes your method different and how someone or how can someone start applying it today?
Yes. Yeah. So on my previous platform and website, I used to have a different niche. I used to be transition expert. So my ideal client were engineer who come to United States, who come legally, of course, move to United States with engineering background, who are seeking their American dream. So I done that niche for over 4 or 5 years, and I changed it on 2023. I started become a business strategist, and I wanted to challenge myself to have a different niche from transition expert to a business coach. So the 28 days come from the experience or the lessons I learned from my other platform. The other platform had 3 month package, 6 month package. And it was so exhausting for me and the client because the intention, span as we talked about. So I thought about a method and I said, why I don't use my engineering mindset in my coaching metaphor, meaning like having three clear steps, easy steps, and 28 days, because I tell my client the last 2 days, the 29th or the 30th, you're gonna just celebrate. You don't need the whole month with me. You just need accountability for 28 days. So this is how I break it down, Laura. In my package, it's only 3 steps. It's clarity, action, and consistency. So, clarity is the foundation of the building. How you can build a house or anything without a strong foundation. So, your foundation, it's got to be the clarity. Why? Because if you are not clear where you're heading, you cannot go anywhere. You have to be clear where you're heading. So, foundation, it's clarity. Again, engineering field marrying with the emotional intelligence. Foundation is clarity. The building, the wall, the window, the doors are the action. Without action, everything is a hope and wishes. So action, 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 you reach the roof. Consistency, it's the roof that protect the whole building. If you are not consistently doing what you're doing, you do it only one time and you leave, the whole building will fall down. So the grinding, the perseverance, you always go what you're doing. Action,
Mhm.
action, action, then consistency. And the 28 days is enough because it's not that you're gonna come to my program and you expecting making thousand or $1 million. No, I'm not a millionaire myself yet. But what I'm doing, I am being an accountable partner, guiding you to that clarity. Because most of the client, they expect coaches or mentor are someone who has all the answers. We
Mhm.
I'm not therapist. I'm not going to go back and see why you don't have confidence because you were bullied when you were teenage. That's none of my business. None. I'm a certified ACC with ICF. We have to separate between coaches, mentor, and therapist. We are coaches. We coach you just like an athlete coach who
Mm-hmm.
swimming and soccer or basketball. They're telling you how to scale at your game, right? Same thing with coaches and self development. We're just taking you from A to B. I can fix things happening in your house with your husband or your kids. These are, you can share those with your best friend. I'm here to guide you to meet your goal. So the 28 days, you're going to gain clarity. And when they start the first session, I give 30 minutes complimentary, kind of like keep asking, what's your goal? Let's say their goal is promotion at work, their goal is to gain more confidence, their goal is to have the executive presence, feel they have, stronger charisma when they attend event or, meeting and stuff. I always tell them, please, when you come to those coaching session, be prepared with a clear message where you want to go. Don't come and just chat about your days. We can talk 5 minutes about, if I meet them here in person, let's say the traffic or snowing or they had a bad day, that's fine for 5 minutes. But don't make it a trend. Don't make it something that you're gonna enjoy having that victim mentality. Oh, the whole universe against me. That's not my job. My job as a coach to take you from A to B. And the 28 days program, it's worked very well because there's a session in between, there is email, there's phone calls, and client seems loving it because it's only less than 1 month.
I like that. I've done so many programs and it's been, and it varies from 90 days, 6 months
Yes,
to a year.
yes,
And it kind of drags on. I love the
yes,
shortcut version of that. You're like, you're a woman on mission. That's the
yes.
engine. You're like, let's just be smarter about this.
Just do it. Just like solving equation. I mean, we were in doing exam and they give you five correct answer and they all look right, but there's one precise and concise answer. So it's the same thing with my coaching. Like I can't play games here. If you pay me for that 28 days, I gotta deliver best result and outcome because you expect this engineer no math, so she better to know where she's taking me, right? So and I do apologize and I do turn down some offer. They pay me at front, but I realized after the complimentary session, I am not a good fit because
Mhm.
they're asking for therapists, which I am not. I'm not qualified. And second, they are just here to vent for another woman in midlife. And that's not my job either. My job is to take you from a good place to a better place.
That's what most, I think, people are really looking for, to find that one person who's going to take them from that spot to their next level and get rid of all the other stuff. And let's focus what you want to do. I love that. Can you share an example of a client who completely transformed her life with or his life with this 20-day method?
Yes, of course. So although I say midlife women, I do get client men, and I think the reason why because I'm a certified ACC. So the men who reach out to me through coaching session, like the 10-hour mentoring session, they are seeking a define and a clear niche. Because when you get your ACC, Laura, you kind of like life and business coach, but there is no certain particular niche. You kind of you need that clarity around that. So I do get guys who call me seeking that clarity about their niche. And women in general, I put on my Instagram midlife women. So I don't mind to speak with younger engineer or non-engineer tech. They are 20, 30. But my particular niche is around women just who mother, had kids, had husband, have parent, elder parent who they are taking care of, and they cleaning, they shop, they do everything. Like we think we are Wonder Women. But when we hit the 50, not only we need to slow down, we need to be more focused and cut the noise around us. So
Mhm.
I think I can use an example of a young lady who hired me through Zoom. She's not from DC area. She live in California. And she had a beautiful family, three kids, a successful husband, both making very good money. She was very beautiful in and out. She has so much to offer. And she was, I think, a senior program manager, something like that. She was in a management level at her company. Beautiful family, educated, all of that. And when she hired me as a coach, we had a complimentary session, and I asked her what is missing, and she stopped for a while, and she could not answer. I said, "Why are you hiring me? What is missing? It seems like everything is perfect." And she said, "Actually, that's a good question. I don't know why I seek to you, but I saw your LinkedIn and I saw your profile. I think I can learn a lot." I said, "But what is missing?" That's my question to you. What is missing? And I asked that question like four times. She couldn't answer it. I said, "Can you tell me what's missing? I see you. You are educated. You have master degree. You are a senior program manager. You have three kids. Husband is wonderful. $1 million house. You're beautiful. You don't have health issue. What is missing? Why I'm here? I feel like I'm here as an accessories." She said, "Actually, there's something very big missing." I said, what is it?" She said, "I have no joy. I have
Mm.
everything lined up. Everything is perfect. Anyone who see my life, it's look perfect. Like you said, every aspect of life look perfect, but I'm miserable." I said, "What do you mean?" "I don't have joy."
Mm.
It took us like, I would say, it took us maybe three, four, towards the fifth session. And she hired me more than a month. She said, "1 month is not enough. I'm just, I need a lot of help." So I think it was when we hit the fifth session, I think, and we found out that the source of her not having a joy, she didn't feel any source of belonging or impact. She-
Wow.
She's a mom at home. Her kids loved her, but every time she go to that company she worked at, they were mostly like male dominant. They were, I think they were IT, something like that. So there were a lot of
Mm.
men around her. And
Mm.
she told me, she said that when she go to those meeting and conferences or meetings, staff meeting, she didn't have 1% of confidence with all the degree and title she has.
Mm.
Wonderful and master degree. She did not have confidence to raise her hand because her director, her boss, put her in a leadership role to lead others to manage their job, kind of like supervising other jobs. And she
Right.
didn't like it. She felt no source of impact. She didn't see her impact. She didn't see that she has a purpose in her job. So I asked her, I said, "Okay, then what do you love?" She said, "I don't know. I'm afraid to say it." I said, "No, just say it and we can share it with your boss. Maybe that's the thing." She said, "I love to research. I'm a research person. I love to read book and find solution, but I want my own corner. I don't want anyone bothering me. I don't want to have that leading personality. I'm the tiger woman. I'm gonna go and teach all the younger people to follow me." She said, "I don't have that." And they put me on that. So basically they place her in a position it doesn't belong to her.
Mm.
She lack of confidence doing it because she's not enjoying that role.
Mhm.
I said, "Okay, how about if for their next performance, which is coming soon in July, you go to your boss and say, 'Can I have something in the R&D, research and development?'" I said, "Just try it." She said, "Okay." And at her performance, she approached her boss and she told him she's not enjoying the leadership role. Can she be on the background doing research? He said, let's try it for 3 months and see how it's go." She went, she started, she's still doing the same thing. Her whole trajectory, life trajectory changed because the way how she was going to work, it was looking forward. She didn't enjoy what she was doing before. Although she was a manager, everything looked fancy and title and LinkedIn, but she was not the person who loved to lead others. She was that person who loved to research. So when you put your hands on exactly what's really your hidden gem, what is that one skill you really enjoy? I ask all your audience and women in their midlife, bring that hidden gem to the service. Find what is that one thing that you really enjoy that nobody else scale it or deliver the same way you're doing it. Bring that to the service, practice it, take action. And that's how you find joy and impact in your life.
Wow, that I got goosebumps with that one. That is, I love it. Finding the joy. And I bet that just made a huge impact in her life and trajectory and business. That's just so powerful. And I love it. For all my listeners listening, you can work with Sairan and find your joy too. This conversation has been so empowering. You've shown us that, the second chapter in life can be even more powerful than the first. And I know our listeners are feeling inspired because I have. I just blown away by our conversation. But inspiration without action fades fast. So before we wrap up, what's one thing that just one actionable step or anything else you want to share with our listeners that they can do today to start uncovering their hidden talents and moving forward in their dream business?
Yes, thank you. So the one things I ask all the audience or anyone who's listening to us now, start before you are ready. Just start that dream before you are ready. Please don't wait so long. Nothing
Mhm.
will line up perfectly for you. No one figured out perfectly. I started before I was ready. And the more you make mistake, I tell the client, when you restart, basically you are not restarting from scratch. You're restarting from experience because you done it the wrong way first time. You're not going to do it again, right? You're going to restart from experience, not from scratch. So my one advice to the listener, start now before you are ready, and you're gonna surprise yourself.
Sarah, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and heart with us today. You've reminded us that the best chapters of our lives are often the ones we haven't written yet, and that we hold the pen.
Yes, exactly. Yes, thank you.
Yes, yes. And, to our listeners, if you've been inspired today, don't let that inspiration fade without action. Connect with Seiran and learn more about her amazing 28-day business launch method. You can find it on her social. She's on Instagram at Seiran AQ. Can you finish that one?
Yeah, Aqrawi, Sairan Aqrawi, one word. Yeah.
And I will have that in the captions here for you as well. So you can go ahead and find the link and connect with Seiran. And as always, if you love this episode, share it with a friend who needs to hear that midlife is not too late. It's right on time. So until next time, mamas, keep leading, keep dreaming, and most importantly, keep believing that your next chapter is yours to write. See you soon.